Yes, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are, whoever you are, welcome back to Football Heritage TV. It is the day before the Brighton game, and I am going large, I'm going bold. I am predicting Tottenham Hotspur 3, Brighton 1. Now, I do think a lot of this is maybe a bit more hope than belief. And what do I mean by that? Well, I think that Tottenham Hotspur are a bloody well strong team, organised because of the coaching of Thomas Frank. But to date, and even though we are the second top goal scorers in the Premier League, we haven't quite hit those heights, have we? We haven't quite hit those heights. Sorry, if I keep looking away, it's just walking the dog and, oh God, yeah, red lead, must be an Arsenal fan. We haven't quite hit those heights going forward, have we? Even if you look at the games where we've scored 2 or 3 goals in the game, it's never been free-flowing, fluid football, has it? So from that point of view, maybe I'm being a little bit overzealous in my thinking of Tottenham scoring 3 goals. Now, it's an interesting one tomorrow, right? Because Brighton, we know they're a good team. We know they're a good ball-playing football team. We know they're a team that like to get the ball down on the deck. They like to play. They'll keep the ball. They'll have possession. And they want to create patterns, little triangles, and they want to play between the lines. But we also know this is a Brighton team that have only managed 4 points from the opening 12. So 1 win and 1 draw, 2 defeats. So it's an interesting one because they'll have fans saying, right, well, we need to get back on track. This is a great chance for us, home to Tottenham, a ground where we don't tend to do too well, if we're going to be brutally honest. We don't do that well at Brighton, do we, over at the Amex? From our point of view, we'll be looking at this and saying, well, hang on, they've not started brilliantly, and we are hard to beat, and we don't concede goals. So why can't we go to Brighton and get the 3 points? And already, this is a huge game for many reasons. One, can this be 3 Premier League away games in a row? 3 away games in a row won. I can't remember the last time we've done that. Someone might be able to tell me. I don't have. I'm at the park. I'm at the park. Look, I'm at the park. I don't know. Look, I'm at the park. I have no idea when Spurs last won 3 away games in a row. But more importantly than that, the question for me is going to be, can Tottenham Hotspur get off to a great start with 12 points out of the opening 15? Because what that does is it really solidifies us, not only in the top half of the table, but in that top 4 or 5 this early on. It will solidify us in there. And from there, it's all about confidence. It's good to get the points on the table nice and early. Now, my heart says this might be closer, my head says this might be closer to a draw. But my heart says 3-1 to Tottenham. At some point we're going to have to click going forward. And that leads me on to the obvious point, doesn't it? Where will Xavi Simons play tomorrow for Tottenham Hotspur? We know he's going to play, right? And well, I would like to think that he was going to play. But lots of people have been, I don't want to see him on the left, I want to see him in the middle. And I am one of those people. Whilst I understand the reasoning for maybe kind of breaking him in gently to the Premier League, he doesn't look fully fit to me, if I'm brutally honest. And maybe Thomas Frank just wants to get him some game time to bulk up, to get used to the league out on the left. But many fans are asking that question, aren't they? Are we going to see the playmaker we bought in the playmaker position? Now, many things have to happen for that to be a reality. One, if Xavi Simons comes inside, then that means that somebody else has to go on the left wing. Who is that guy? And you all know my opinion. I'm not going to talk about how much I don't rate them, but you've got a few options. Is it Odegaard? Lots of people saying Odegaard deserves his chance. Odegaard should get his chance as a left winger in this Tottenham side. Now, I've got nothing against that. I don't think he's quite good enough, but we'll see. Can he grow? Can he be coached? What's his ceiling? I don't know. You've got Richarlison. who I think is an absolutely atrocious player, but would he do a better job out on the left-hand side than he does up front? Because up front, he is truly atrocious. I don't mix my words. He is one of the worst footballers I've seen in terms of technical ability, his first touch, his control, his hold-up play, his ability to pass the ball 5 to 10 yards, falling over. I don't ever want to see him in the team. However, if it means him not being up front and him out on the left, I'll take it. Then you've got to ask yourself the question, could it be Brennan Johnson? Sure, why not? God, look at it, getting a bit windy. Could it be Brennan Johnson? Could it be Matisse Tell, who obviously wasn't in the squad because he's not in the Champions League squad? So all of these different things you have to ask yourself. Could it be Mawani? Now, I don't think Mawani starts because, for me, he hadn't played for 77 days before he came on for the last 15 minutes the other day, and he doesn't quite look fit. So you've got all of these question marks. Who plays out on the left if Xavi Simons plays in the 10? Then you've got the question mark of, right, okay, who plays through the middle? We know Solanke's not going to be involved. Mawani's probably not fit. So is it a Brennan Johnson? Is it a Richarlison? Is it Matisse Tell? I don't know the answer to this question. Hence why I wanted a left winger ball. Anyway. The third thing you have to take into account here is if Matisse Tell, if Xavi Simons moves into the number 10 role, then what that means is one of the 3 central midfielders drops out. And in the last 2 games, we have played 3 central midfielders, haven't we? For me, I have said this time and time again. I don't believe you need Sarr and Bergvall in the same team. I think it's counterproductive. I understand about the 2-8s, breaking the lines, busting the gut, working hard, yada, 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 ball carrying. But for me, I don't think you need both of them in the team. I think what it does is it means we surrender possession because neither of them are ball-playing number 8s. As I've said before, I think Bergvall is a very good ball carrier, driving forward with a ball. He wants to try and get forward. I think Pape Sarr's great for breaking down play, you know, getting tackles in, getting all around the box. But is there enough possession-based midfield if both of those play? I say no. That's only my opinion. Everyone's welcome to their own. It's only my opinion. And then I look at who plays, Paulinho or Bentancur? Well, for me, both of them have got to play for me because Paulinho, I don't want to hear fans say things like, we don't need a Paulinho in this game. I think you need a Paulinho in every game. I think you've got to have that guy that sits in front of the back four and protects in every game. I'm not a believer of, don't worry, we're at home, or don't worry, it's them. I think you've got to have that guy that does the dirty job. You know, the winning it and the giving it. And I talk about this a lot. Winning it and giving it. Giving it to somebody that does the forward stuff better than him. So this is going to be very interesting, isn't it, to see who plays left, who plays in the 10, who plays in midfield. Do we play with a midfield 2? Do we play with a midfield 3? Is there a playmaker? All of these different things. But what I do know is that we are going to be tough to score against. Now, famous last words, I'm hoping that I don't rock up tomorrow to do a watch along and suddenly we're 3-0 down in half an hour. But so far, so good. Thomas Frank has made us very, very, very difficult to beat. We've had a bit of luck, but we don't concede many goals. So, the question I'm going to ask is this. What 11 do you want to see tomorrow? What 11? What formation? Who starts? Who doesn't? And I'll ask this question. Where will Tottenham Hotspur be sitting after tomorrow night's game? Now, we know that Liverpool, who are 3 points above us, we know that Liverpool have a tough game against Everton in the lunchtime kickoff. They either lose that and stay on 12 points, or maybe they win that and they go to 15 and start getting clear of everyone else. So where will Spurs be this time tomorrow? I think we're going to win. I think it's going to be 12 points from 15, and I think it's going to be a fantastic start to Thomas Frank's era. But what I think and what happens can be two very different things. So fingers crossed. Good luck to Spurs for tomorrow. Join me tonight at 10 p.m. for a live panel show, and then we're live tomorrow from 1:30 p.m. for a watch along. Take care, much love, and as always, come on, you Spurs.